moms and dads out there, how about we resolve to put our best parenting foot forward in 2014? Joining us with 6 simple parenting resolutions for the new year is parent coach and award-winning author Bill Corbett. Now, you have more than just 6, you have 31 actually, and you are going to post one on your Facebook page every day so people can follow you. But for now, we're going to focus on 6.
Sure.
Okay, the first resolution is to refrain from using a loud voice.
When you holler from across the house or from another room, and then the next day your child yells, you go, "We don't yell." So let's make sure that we're setting a good example. And parents are living, breathing models for their kids. So just be consciously aware of how you communicate. If you want a peaceful, quiet child, then you got to start with how you respond first.
And I think we're all guilty of that. Hey, honey, can you get the laundry? But you don't think of it. So these are things, especially when your kids are old enough, to make sure you're aware of doing.
Right.
So that's resolution number 1. Number 2, use the word cooperation often.
Little kids don't understand cooperation. They're little egocentric, little creatures, and they think that the whole world revolves around them, and that's fine. But as they start getting into the terrific twos, you want them to be able to cooperate, put their shoes on, and that kind of thing, drink their milk. So the way to do that is to start teaching them that cooperation is this thing in life that we do. It's this weird thing, So it's a good idea to make sure that you are demonstrating what it looks like with the other parent. And instead of saying, "Go get me a soda out of the fridge," say, "I need your cooperation." So demonstrate it in front of them. And then as the child gets older, you can explain to them, cooperation is something we do. One hand washes the other. And so we expect each other to cooperate.
That's great. So just using it more, and it's interesting how I couldn't wait for my daughter to talk, and then when she learned the word no, I said, "God, I wish you wasn't saying this so much." So I know they do become defiant. So using that word more and more.
And thank her whenever she does cooperate. When she puts her shoes on or her hat on, say, "Thank you for cooperating," because they'll go, "Really? I did something good."
And then they'll want to do that
That's
again.
right.
Wonderful. That's resolution number 2. Number 3 is let go and avoid controlling the outcome all of the time.
Don't we as parents? We want everything to be just right. And sometimes we get so much into it that it can really destroy relationships and families as well. Just, relax. Try not to always be so concerned about how the outcome is going to be. Relax as a person. Relax. Just take a deep breath. Breathe often. And your children will actually benefit from that as well.
Yeah, so right. You don't expect everything to be perfect all the time. And the next resolution is to celebrate moments of independence.
Because I'm sure you're experiencing that, when they do something and they button something up the wrong way or their shoes are on backwards, instead of saying, going back to the other one, controlling everything, just go, "Wonderful. What can you focus on that the child did do?" and try to relax a little bit more.
Right, because they're a child. It's okay if they didn't put them on the right feet.
Yeah.
Even if they go to the grocery store, it's adorable.
Right.
I mean, me on the other hand, that would be strange. So they will get it eventually, right?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So celebrate those moments. The next resolution is to become aware of moments of frustration.
In order to stop your frustration, you got to become consciously aware that it's happening and catch yourself going, you know what, you want to train the watcher inside of you and go, "This is, I always get frustrated when I see these kind of things happen." And that's the first step in changing human behavior, is awareness. First become aware of what you're feeling and what you're doing, then you're more likely able to solve that problem or take care of it.
That's such great advice. It's so hard, especially when you're a working parent. You're not getting much sleep. Being frustrated is something that it seems that you almost can't avoid. So it's very difficult. So it's something as simple as just being aware of that can make a big difference.
And know what to do when that happens. Count to 10, go walk away. So a lot of times when we come back 5 minutes later, the situation with our kids look completely different.
Yeah, so maybe just take those 10 seconds to breathe. Absolutely. Allow yourself to get dirty once in a while.
We're always, we want everything just right, but your kids don't understand that, and they would love you. If your child says, "Mommy, come play in the puddle," and we think about, okay, we're going to get their shoes wet. I just paid $50 for them, and we have all these things.
Then I have to wash them, and we're going
That's
to
right.
load them in the laundry and get them there, and it's
What's
so true.
the worst that could happen if you went and splashed in the puddle one time, once in a while? Because it changes, it brings you closer to your children if you let your hair down a little bit and let yourself get dirty once in a while.
I'm so glad you said that, Bill, because it took me a little while. At first, when you're a new parent, you're not used to the messes. And so I wanted my daughter to be clean when she ate. And then I thought, this isn't going to happen. So just recently I gave my son a thing of Jell-O and it got everywhere. And I loved it. So it took me about 2 years to transition, but it does make a big difference. And I'm cleaning a lot more, but it's okay.
Well, when I was a dad, I used to go everywhere with a washcloth. I always have washcloths with me in the days before the disposable
Oh, I have those,
ones.
yeah, constantly.
Washcloth to wash their hands constantly every time they did something. And they go, just relax.
I know, it's so true. And I'm sure every parent watching is laughing and saying the same thing. Just relax. Who cares if there's a little maple syrup on the kitchen table? You can get it later.
That's right.
That's wonderful. So these are great resolutions. Again, you have a total of 31. Thank you so much, Bill, for being here.
Glad to be here.
And I'll resolve to do all 6
Have
for
a great
sure.
New Year.
Thank you so much. You too. And ahead on Mass Appeal.